All right, we are open up to page 399 in our workbooks to correct Friday's homework. Okay, so here is page 399. So we had numbers 4 through 6 and 9 on this page. So if we look at number 4, they kind of stacked it vertically. In 5th grade, the reason why they sometimes stack it vertically and sometimes horizontally is because they want you to be used to, if you see it this way, you know that you can also solve it this way. So they just want you to get used to seeing it written different ways. So 5/15 plus 3/5, that ends up equaling 14/15 because our least common denominator for 5 and 15 would be 15. So 3/5 would become 9/15, and 5/15 plus 9/15 equals 14/15. Any questions on number 4? Okay, then we had number 5. So this is where we start getting into those problems that have 3 fractions instead of just 2. So for number 5, first we look at all of our denominators. We have 8, 8, and 2. So first thing we needed to do is find the least common denominator. Well, for these numbers, it's 8. 2 of our fractions already have 8 as the denominator, so we just needed to convert 1/2. So 1/2 would become 4/8. But we need to solve what's in parentheses first. So 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8. So then we would have taken 4/8 minus 2/8, which would have gotten us 2/8. So if for number 5 you have 2/8, that technically is correct. But then you could simplify it to 1/4 because you could divide the 2 and the 8 and 2/8 by 2, and that would get you 1/4. So 2/8 or 1/4 for number 5. Do we have any questions about number 5? Okay, then we had number 6. So for number 6, same thing. We look at the denominators first. We have 4, 4, and 6. Well, the least common denominator with those 3 denominators would be 12. So none of them have 12 as their denominator, so we would have needed to convert all 3 of them. So 3/4 would have become 9/12. Yes, 9/12. 1/4 would have become 3/12. And 1/6 would have become 2/12. So we would have done what's in parentheses first. So we would have taken 3/12 minus 2/12. That would get us 1/12. Then we would have had 9/12 plus 1/12. Yep, 9/12 plus 1/12, which would get us 10/12. So for number 6, if you had 10/12, that would actually work, but you can simplify it to 5/6 by dividing the 10 and the 12 by 2. So 10/12 or 5/6 for number 6. Are there questions on number 6? Okay, and then our last one on this page was number 9. So then for number 9, we had 5/4 minus 5/8. Least common denominator is 8. We already have 5/8 with 8 as the denominator, so 5/4 would have become 10/8. So 10/8 minus 5/8 equals 5/8. Any questions on number 9? All right, show me 1 through 5 on your hand. How did you feel about this first page of homework? How did we feel? 1 through 5. Okay, how do we feel? Awesome. All right, go ahead, put your hands down. Then let's look at page 400 where we had number 13 and number 20. So for number 13, the table shows the amounts of 2 ingredients Tara used to make a snack mix. She ate 5/8 cup of the snack mix for lunch. How much of the mix is left? Show how you solved. So I had people coming and asking me last week, Miss E, how are we supposed to know how much there was? Well, we know that these are the only 2 ingredients Tara combined for her snack mix. So we would just add these up to get the total amount that she started with. So 3/4 plus 2/3. The least common denominator would be 12. You're right. Would be 12. However, if you wanted to create a 3-fraction equation like they did here, you would be thinking about, okay, what's the least common denominator for 8, 4, and 3? which that would actually be 24, right? Yes, 24. So you would go ahead and convert all three of your fractions to 24, to where 24 is the denominator. And so you would first add, as I did here, whatever 3/4 plus 2/3 is with their new denominator of 24. Then you would subtract whatever 5/8 would be with the new denominator of 24. And you would end up with 19/24 of a cup. How many of you got 19 over 24 for 13? 19/24. Okay. Okay. How many of you remembered a unit in your answer? Even if you maybe got the fraction wrong, how many of you remembered the unit? So 5th grade, remember, if it's a word problem, there should be a word in your answer. There should be a unit. So are there questions on number 13? Will? It was like 19/24 is what? 19/24 what? Oh, yeah, because it could be teaspoons, it could be cups, it could be liters, anything like that. Allison. Can 8 go into 19? Yeah, so I like that you were trying to simplify it, but 19, only 1 and 19 go into 19. No other numbers go into it, so we can't simplify that one. All right, other questions on 13? Okay, are we ready for 20? I'm taking it as a yes. Or, yes, 20. Okay, number 20. A plumber is fitting a water pipe that is 3/4 of a foot long onto a water pipe that is 2/12 of a foot long. How long will the finished pipe be? So we needed to add 3/4 and 2/12. Least common denominator would be 12. So that would be the same as adding 2/12 to 9/12. So 9/12 plus 2/12 gets us 11/12, or A. Any questions on number 20? How do we feel about number 20? Show me your hand. How do you feel about number 20? 1 through 5. How do we feel? How do we feel? I'm waiting for a few people to show me their hand. Philip, Theosius, Jack L, waiting for a hand. Awesome. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Any questions at all on our homework? Any questions? Okay. All right. Please, in your math notebook, open up to the next clean page for today's notes.